Hello, my name is Andrey Piatakha. Let me show you how I use bot that I developed that uses capabilities of ChatGPT in order to perform project management operational activities. Imagine that you need to send an email. You clearly know what you want to send. You also know whom you want to send the email to. You just don't have too much time to put your thoughts on paper, prepare email, and send it. Or you are as lazy as I am. Let me show you how a bot developed by me that takes advantage of GPT capabilities will help us to solve this task. I integrated GPT with developed by me web application that is integrated with the Slack Messenger too. So, at work, I just put commands in Slack every time I need help from GPT. In this case, let me ask GPT to prepare an email for John, who is manager in my company. And I want to invite John to the meeting to review the project he is working on, discuss KPIs, risks, and other project-related things. I need to warn him to be prepared for this meeting and tell him the exact time, date, and place of our meeting. So I just ask GPT to help me with this. Then GPT generates an email for me, and I must admit that the way how GPT structured this email is impressive. I have email subject here, I have email body here. I just need to put my signature and send it. But sometimes I'm so lazy that I just want to have big red button under my hand that will do everything what I need. So I even don't want to open my Outlook or Gmail or any other mail client. I just ask GPT to send this email to John Doe. I just add my signature at the end of the email and that's it. What does my bot do on the background? It understands, based on the context, that I want to send this email to John Doe. That's why it searches for his email address in the data source configured. It also understands where subject is finished and where email body is started. So the bot gives me proper arguments for my function that is in charge of sending emails based on the understanding of the context. And then I see confirmation that email was sent successfully. Amazing! Let me check the mailbox of John Doe. As you may guess, this is the demo user with the test mailbox that I created for the demo purposes. That's why I have access to his email. And as we can see on the screen, John received my mail 0 minutes ago. The receiving time is the same as confirmation in my Slack. Do you remember when you last time prepared and sent emails so fast? And of course, opportunities for customization are endless. You can book the online meeting if you wish, or place meeting event to calendar. There are no limits on the customization. Like I always say, that GPT is not a magic, but it is definitely a calculator for your brain. By saying this, I mean like obviously you can do the math in your head and calculate long numbers on paper, but you have calculator for this to boost your productivity, right? So we live in era of AI. Let's use these tools to become even more productive and efficient. Let me show you another example. Imagine that you have engineering team, and you need to create a bunch of user stories to fill out backlog for them. Of course you can do it manually, but let's take advantage of ChatGPT. And again, using our team messenger, I just tell GPT what I need. I ask it to create a user story that should be assigned to John Doe. I explain briefly what this user story is about. It is about cart component in the e-commerce web app that we work on right now. I also specified due date for this task. After waiting a few moments, GPT generated for me user story description with acceptance criteria and even generated a ticket in the Jira. Yeah, it is really fantastic. I use this tool that I developed in my company and it boosted the productivity in my team significantly. From now on, we don't have user stories without complete description. Like I said, GPT is not a magic tool. I still recommend to verify everything what was generated here, but it doesn't take so much time in comparison when we create requirements from scratch. Here is a direct link to the Jira ticket generated too. Let's click on it and see what we have there. You can see that issue type is story. I will teach you how to develop your bot in such a way that it would recognize what issue type you want to create in Jira. Summary, description, everything is on place. Pay attention that assignee is also configured, and due date is set to August 31st like we asked. Amazing! And now imagine how this will boost productivity of your engineering teams. How much time and thus money will you be able to save? And of course, this is just one simple example. Imagine that you can boost your planning or refinement sessions. For example, you can ask GPT to analyze the context and complexity of previously estimated user stories and ask it to make estimation of not estimated user stories. Of course, you can verify the estimation with the team and change it later if you wish, but again, this will boost your productivity. You can also ask the bot that uses GPT capabilities to calculate average team's velocity and prepare the scope of the next sprint based on the estimated tickets from the backlog. And even to make preliminary user stories assignment on team members. If only I was an owner of Jira software or Azure DevOps, I would implement inbuilt support of so many cool features. But while they are still working on them, inside my company I implemented custom solutions that I use with my team. Let me show you another examples about Jira integration. So, imagine that in our work chat during the conversation somebody needs to get additional information in order to make data-driven decision. And to save some time on opening a Jira project, building a query, analyzing the data, I can simply ask my bot to provide me with some information. For example, I ask general question, something like this. GPT, how many work items do we have in Jira? And I receive the response that in Jira project there are 6 work items. And it doesn't matter for our bot whether it is 6 work items or 600 work items. Let me open Jira board in order to make sure that bot provided me with correct response. Of course, when I work with my team on production data, I don't check it each time I receive response from the bot. But right now, let's perform some checks, just for the sake of the demo. And as you can see, on our Jira board, we have also 6 work items. So, all is good, and bot's response was correct. Let's ask some other questions. For example, GPT, how many work items Andrey Pyatakha has assigned now? And we receive response that Andrey Pyatakha currently has 3 work items assigned in Jira. And we can open Jira board one more time just to check and make sure that our bot doesn't lie us. And we can see that Andrey Piatakha has only 3 work items assigned. Cool. Let's ask the next question. GPT, how many work items with the type bug we have now in not completed status? And it replies us that we have just 2 bugs. I will not check each response in order to have enough time to show you more examples. I already showed you our board, and you can trust me that these responses are correct. Or just go back and check board one more time. And at the meantime, let's continue and ask the next question. GPT, can you group these bugs by status, please? And we received breakdown of our bugs by their statuses. One defect is in to-do status, one is in progress status, and one bug is in done status. And we can continue conversation in this chat with our team members. And the coolest thing about this is that I don't use any GQL. I mean Jira query language. I use conversational language like I would ask any Scrum Master or QA in my team to get more information before I continue with the conversation. Okay, let's continue. Let's ask the next question. GPT, check please due dates of not completed bugs that you referred to and tell me when is the latest due date. And we can see that the latest due date among not completed bugs is August 4th, which is logically correct. And we again received information that we needed. The next question sounds like this. GPT, and who is the bug with the latest due date assigned to. And we can see that the bug is assigned to Andrey Piatakha. Usually in responses you can receive different volume of information. It depends on the GPT configurations that we already learned. This example just shows you that you can check some basic information about items that was mentioned previously in the context. You can ask some more interesting questions, like for example the following one. GPT, can you remind me of the issue ID please, in the scope of which we planned to implement a persistent cart state across multiple browsers for the same account? When I deal with hundreds and sometimes with thousands of tickets on the big programs that I manage, sometimes it is hard to remember specific work item ID of the task that I'm interested in. But still, I might need the reference to the ticket in order to check the latest status, comments, check assignee, etc. And I can ask GPT to help me with this task, like you saw in the demo. Now I can get navigated to the work item with ID LIT-4 and check information that I need. In this particular case, GPT analyzed the description field in order to find the ID of the task that I am interested in. You can see that in this case, the summary of the task doesn't provide us with a lot of details and useful information. But in the description I see that this task is about implementation of cart component, ensuring that the state of the cart persists in different tabs and in different browsers for the same account. Basically, you can ask any other questions that you may think of, like for example, GPT, can you group all items from Jira by assignee please? And you will be provided with a breakdown by assignee. Please note that we have one work item on the dashboard that is not assigned to anyone. This is done for testing purposes. Of course, in real life you would avoid cases like this. But we can see that in total GPT provided us with details about 5 tickets, because the 6th ticket doesn't have assignee. GPT, can you group all items by issue type, please? Almost the similar kind of task, but in this case we group by issue type, and we again receive correct response. These are just few questions that I use or my Scrum Masters use when managing the teamwork and during the collaboration. Of course, if you are an experienced project delivery manager or delivery director, you can imagine the whole potential power and set of use cases how you can apply this bot to boost collaboration within the team to the next level. I hope you enjoyed the video. Put your thumbs up, leave the comments, and follow the channel to not miss other interesting videos. Have a great day. Bye.